lineup for you. I'll start by introducing myself. My name is Benson Kinoti. I am the program coordinator from Google. We are sorry we started 11 minutes late. I will try and recover that time. I'm happy to see all the progress that you're making in the YouTube. Please feel free to chat and type in quickly which country you come from, which country you're connecting from, and we will be happy to connect with you. So very quickly, let me take you through the program of the day. We start with a quick word from my side, telling you about the program and where we are as of now. Then we'll move to John Kimani, who's going to give us a keynote for the day. He'll introduce himself. John is a colleague of mine from Google, and we are happy that he's joining us today to share with us the keynote. Then we'll move to our partners, Andela and Pluralsight, subsequently, and they're going to also share with us how the program will be structured, share with us how we're going to be able to learn within this program, what are the timelines, and clarify everything to do with this particular program. And then finally, we'll have a Q&A session that will be run for you guys to ask us any questions, for us to clarify, and we will be able to answer what we're not able to answer within the time that we've given. We will be able to reach out to you. And finally, we'll get our closing remarks from Andela, who's from Google. So kicking off the program, as I said, my name is Benson Kinoti. You'll be interacting very heavily with me within the course of this particular program. I will be coordinating with a couple of teams, your partners, Pluralsight, your partners, Andela, and Google as well. What is this particular scholarship program that we are talking about? For those who do not know, 5 years back, Google made a commitment to train over 100,000 developers across Africa, and we are almost coming to the end of that particular commitment in the areas of mobile, web, Android, and cloud. So you'll be interacting with a couple of fellow colleagues and mentors in the 3 areas. I believe each and every one of you in this call has been invited to take one particular track in those. I might have mentioned that we cannot do this as Google alone. We do this through a very able partnership of Andela, who are very well resourced, who help us reach out to you guys, manage the learning, and bring mentors closer to you and ensure that learning takes place. The second partner who we are doing this with is Pluralsight, who is our content and platform partner. We've had very rich content and curriculum presented to you guys through Pluralsight, and we are happy that all that resource has been taken care of and brought closer to you, courtesy of Grow with Google. So this year we are starting this 6 months training, and we're going to hear more about that from our partners as we go on. We started this program by to start in the first learning phase of this particular program. What happens, as you're going to hear, is you're going to learn and review those who are going to proceed with us in the next stage. Once again, thank you very much for your time, and looking forward to interact with you. I will now invite our very able Mr. John Kimani to join us and give us the keynote for the day. Thank you.
Cool. Thank you, Benson, for that wonderful introduction. As Benson mentioned, we're excited to be kicking off this year's program and to see the fourth class of the Google Africa Developers Scholarship Program. I had a couple of thoughts to share with you this evening, afternoon, depending on wherever you tuned in, just to get you on the right track before you kick off the program. And I'll be sharing a few slides with us. It should be coming up shortly. Um, to guide us through this session. All right, Joy, are we good to go? Can you see my screen?
Yes, John, we can. You're good to go.
All right, fantastic, cool. All right, as I mentioned, my name is John Kimani. I am part of the developer ecosystem team at Google. My team works very closely with developers and startups who are building on Google's technologies. And our goal is to guide you through the different technologies that are coming from Google from a developer perspective. Over the next 10 minutes, I'll be going to share with you a curated set of resources and from our end that can help you in your developer journey. I'm hoping that these resources will supplement the classwork or even just the content I'll be going through this developer training program. To kick us off, we'll be looking at 3 specific areas. How do you continuously upskill yourself as a developer? How do you connect with community? And how do you continuously challenge yourself to make sure that you're building the right skill sets? All right. And jumping straight into it, we'll start off with the upskilling conversation. I forgot to mention that I am a software developer by background and training myself. And so throughout my own experience as a software developer and through my 7 years of supporting developers across Africa, I have come to identify 4 distinct milestones on the path to what you'd call technical excellence. The first of which is specialization. And it's important to build this mastery of CS fundamentals, of computer science programming fundamentals, as you start in your developer journey. This will help you pick up a new programming language later on easier, or even just be able to plug in into different product development teams later on. By these fundamentals, I'm talking about basics like logical conditions and statements, object-oriented principles, data structures, ability to build algorithms and fine-tune them as you go along. These skill sets are super important. The second bit is being able to continuously learn and practice. You have to be able to immerse yourself in the tech areas that you're interested in. Practice is super important. One of my favorite mentors in Africa is Fred Sonica. I'm always following the work that he's doing. He's the founder of ALU. And he likes to say that to acquire a new skill, only 10% of it can be learned in a classroom. Everything else we learn best by doing. And so as you acquire this knowledge, it's important that you're continuously practicing and immersing yourself into these technologies. The third bit is being able to build, a specific set of side projects that help you, again, deepen your skill sets in these specific areas. Finally, you need to be able to continuously challenge yourself. One way of doing this is finding, open source bugs that haven't been fixed in a while, and being able to fix tough bugs that have been challenging for others, or trying different challenging programming aspects like gaming, for example, to be able to build these skill sets continuously. I will then touch on a few efforts that we have from Google to help you on this path to technical excellence. The first of which is the program which you have been accepted into, which is the Google Africa Dev Scholarship Program. Again, we're excited to be kicking off our 4th class. We will endeavor to connect you with the best of Google Dev resources and trainings through this program to help you build the skill sets that you're looking for on Android, mobile web, and Google Cloud. We also recently kicked off a very unique initiative targeted at games developers. We know that this is one of the most lucrative opportunities for mobile developers, particularly from a Play Store perspective. And so we started off a program looking at equipping mobile game developers with the right skill sets to be able to develop applications for the Google Play Store. And so applications for this are ongoing. I am not asking you to drop off from your current program, but it's something you could probably keep in mind for future classes, right? Particularly if you're interested in game development. Something else that we've hosted over the years is we've got a set of curated content under our Code Labs offering. If you go to that link, gco/Code Labs, we'll find a set of guided tutorials that provide you with the hands-on experience you need on specific technology areas. These Code Labs walk you through the process of building applications or just being able to add features onto existing applications as well. The Code Labs cover a wide range of topics, so everything from with the Google Assistant, Android, Flutter, Code Lab, Google Cloud. We've got content on TensorFlow as well. So if you go to that link, you'll be able to find additional resources to guide you through your software development journey. Finally, if you'd want to stay in touch with us and be up to date on what's going on from a Google developer's perspective, we've got a mailing list where we send out new and fresh content on a regular basis, I believe on a monthly basis. So you could go to developers.google.com and subscribe to our monthly newsletter. The second bit, which is near and dear to our hearts as the developer ecosystem team, is the community conversation. And the reason this is important for us is because we're primarily a community-driven team. And everything we do is to build communities of developers who are close to Google's technologies. And so we partner very closely with tech communities around the region to provide them with the resources and guidance they need to be successful in building with us. The keyword here is the partnership. And so we're growing together and making our resources available at scale to developers in different regions. So we've got different community offerings that you can connect with, and I'll be touching on a few of those in the next couple of minutes. But first and foremost, I wanted to mention that our community principles are very basic. Our communities are volunteer-led. They're not led by Google. They're volunteer-led by developers who are passionate about Google tech, and they put themselves at the forefront of getting this community started and sharing their knowledge and resources with other developers. These communities are independent. We do not specify what areas you should be focusing on. And so you'll find that there are Google developer groups that tend to focus on Android, and others would prefer to do stuff on mobile web. And so you get to choose what's important for you as a community. Finally, these communities are open. They're open to everyone. And so it doesn't matter what level you're at as a software developer. If you're just getting started, or if you've got years of software development experience, and you're just looking for a home where you can connect with other developers, these communities are open and you can pop in at any time. What do you get as a member? Really, you get to connect, learn, and grow with other developers. You meet local developers who are interested in the same developer technologies as you do. You get an opportunity to learn together, and eventually you grow together as well. From an organizer perspective, you get a fantastic opportunity for professional growth. In our experience running community groups, we've seen lots of opportunities come through these groups. And so as a community organizer, you have access to that. You get to be part of an amazing global network of community organizers. We have close to 1,000 Google developer groups across the world. And so you get to be part of that and be able to connect with other community organizers around the world as well, and also being able to lead the growth of your own community. Finally, as you grow your developer skills, we encourage you to find ways of sharing back with your community. And we've got a specific program designed for that, and that's our Google Developers Experts Network, which is a global network of developers who are highly skilled in Google tech, and they do volunteer their time to share their knowledge with others. It's a fantastic opportunity for someone who's looking at a unique way of reaching devs at scale, not just in Africa, but around the world as well. We've got close to 800 experts in 60 countries around the globe. We have 20 developer experts right here in Africa, And we're always looking at growing this number. And so once you get to a point where you think you're ready to be sharing on a more consistent basis, let us know. We're always looking to welcome more experts onto this platform. Finally, we provide ways as well for you to continuously challenge yourself. And I'll touch on a few of these examples. We provide a number of coding competitions throughout the year, and these are meant to challenge and test coders around the world. The first of which is what we call the Google Code Jam. This is probably our longest running global coding competition, where programmers of all levels put their skills to test. Competitors work their way through a series of online puzzles to earn a spot at the World Finals and a chance to win a championship title and $15,000 or more in prize money. And so the World Finals for this year is actually coming up next week. So you can go to the website that is linked in there, and you can have a chance to follow through that. The second offering that we have is what we call Kickstart. It's a global online coding competition. It consists of 3-hour rounds of a variety of challenges designed by Google engineers. Developers can compete in different rounds throughout the year, and will have an opportunity to develop and grow your programming abilities. This Kickstart is designed to give you a glimpse into the technical skills needed for a career at Google. And so top participants have the opportunity to interview at Google and may be invited to do that later on. And the good news is that registration for Kickstart 2021 is ongoing. So you can have a look at that as well. Finally, we've got a competition which I like a lot, because it's a team programming competition, unlike the others which are individual based. So you get to be part of a team. Again, this is organized by Google for students and professionals around the world. You get to pick your team and programming language and work on a specific engineering problem. These problems, again, are designed by Google, and you get to try out your skills on these challenges. Hashcode kicks off with an online qualification round where your team can compete from wherever you'd like. And we've got a few Hashcode hubs as well around the world where you could pop in and participate from. Top teams will be invited to our Google office for the final round, or be able to participate online in this competition. We just closed this year's program, and Hashcode 2022 will be back early next year. Finally, there's an opportunity which might be particularly interesting for any students on this call, and this is a Google Summer of Code. It's a program which has been running for 8 years now. Sorry. Again, it's a global program, and it's focused on bringing more student developers into the world of open source software development. We had over 1,500 students participating last year, and they worked on close to 200. They worked with close to 200 open source organizations. And so we encourage you again to take a look at this. You get to work with really interesting open source organizations. You get to work on interesting open source projects. The process is really easy. You apply. If you qualify, then you assign a project where you get to contribute and code. And finally, you get to submit your code for everyone else to see and use. And so if you follow the link that is in there, you can learn more about this program. Thank you. I hope that these resources will be useful for you as you go through this program, and as you seek to acquire more skills and deepen the knowledge that you currently have. Once again, we're excited to have you on this year's program. We wish you the very, very best over the next 3 months, and we're looking forward to working very closely with you. Back to you, Benson.
Thank you, John. Thank you so much for that fantastic keynote. Guys, I hope you got a couple of takeaways. Thank you for taking us through the path to tech excellency and what's Google's hand in that. Please take advantage of all the items that John has mentioned. Challenge yourself, enroll for the Ashcodes. But one particular thing that I've loved about John's keynote is the mention of communities and network. And when I look at YouTube, I see Nigeria, I see Southern Sudan, I see Kenya, I see Ethiopia, I see DRC, I see Angola, I see Togo. I'll continue reading the list, it's long. We have participants across 51 African states. And what that tells you is that you have a very rich community of developers to network with. And to take us through community and programs, I'd like to introduce to you
town, maybe a friend from high school or a friend from the university. Take out time and just read through this. Remember, we are a community, we are a network. And then once you're done with that, this is actually my favorite part of this platform. And it's actually where I check every morning when I finish doing my doing all of the basic things I do in the morning. I come right here and go right to announcements. Announcements are the things, so you can pretty much plan your day. You come here and you see, okay, Bethany has said there's an onboarding session going on today. I know that by 2 p.m., I need to schedule my calendar to be sure that I join this session. There may even be an event that's like beneficial to me and to really grow in my career. You spot that here, and then you know that, okay, these are the things I have to do today. Would also be including like timelines, deadlines on milestones. Say, for example, when we're ending learning phase 1, your counter will be here saying 4 days to go, ramp up on your learning. That's what you find here. So I recommend, like I said, I personally check this once I'm done with all of my morning routines. I come here and check this to be sure that I can plan my day accordingly with the program. Once you are done with that, another place that I would really recommend you check once in a while, that will be your calendar. So on this tab is where you can find event schedules. So I can be here today and say, for example, we have an expert session going on next month, and I already know that, okay, I have a wedding to attend next month. I can plan all of that right here. You can schedule your calendar and you can even plan yourself ahead. So all of that will be happening right here. So I guess I've done justice, and I've been able to, like a popular quote when we were in primary school in Nigeria, what we used to say is, I hope I've been able to convince you and not confuse you as to why you should hop on this platform right away. Please, please, please do so and get started. Once again, we recommend that you sign up right away. I would try and project that link for you to get started. Please, please, please give yourself a target to have that completed today. I have brought the awesome Anne. Anne is also on the Andela team, but in the with all of the technical prowess that there is, and she'll be taking us through some other benefits of the learning platform, of the platform, the community platform that you would be getting once you sign up. Once again, right now, get started, sign up right away. And you have the floor.
Thank you, Joy, for that amazing session. Cheruto, if you could kindly share the next slide.
Sure, Anne.
Cheruto, are you sharing that slide? I can't see them on my side.
Just a moment, I'm trying to fill it up.
Okay.
Okay. And you're good to go.
Okay, thank you. So as Joy mentioned earlier, we will be having various levels of support in this program. And she did show you a few channels that you can use to ask questions. But one of the big things she mentioned was mentors, and that the fact that we have over 2,000 mentors in this program. Now, what does a mentor do? Currently, we've already seen people on the platform asking for resources based on their track that can help them get started even before we start the learning phase of this program. That is one thing that mentors do. They will help guide you and answer any questions that you have as you're taking on learning in any of your program, in any of your tracks, and at different stages, whether it's in learning phase 1, learning phase 2, or in the project phase. And they can answer your questions, share resources, and if you have any trouble in your project, they will also find out what is wrong and get back to you. Now, how do you speak to your mentors? Of these 2,000 plus mentors, every person has been assigned at least 2 mentors that they can reach out to generally. And you will be put in groups as well. These are what we call peer learning groups, where a group of learners will be attended to by 2 mentors. Beyond that, and you'll have your own channel where you can talk directly to that mentor. Beyond that, we'll also have different channels for each track. For example, if you're in Android, we will have Ask Android Mentors, so that if you have Android specific questions, you can directly ask there, and any Android mentor will answer you. For example, we have over 500 Android mentors. They will go and they'll answer any questions posted to that channel. The same for mobile web. There'll be a channel for mobile web learners called MWS, Ask MWS Mentors Anything. Sorry, spiritual. Let's Ask Mobile Web Mentors Anything and Ask Google Cloud Mentors Anything. The other thing is each mentor will have a badge against their name, like what you can see here, or Joshua is a mentor, and you can see a badge against his name. So anytime he posts or responds to your post or your question, you will see a mentor badge against his name. Beyond the mentors, we have program assistants. Now, program assistants also come in to ensure that your mentors are active and are actually answering your questions, and to answer any questions that have not been covered by the mentors, as well as questions that don't relate directly to the track you're on. For example, when are we having the Q&A session? Someone like Bethany, who's a program assistant, should be able to answer that. And we have quite a number of mentors. You can see their names on the screen right now, from Ayodele, Nadine, Ajiboye, Bekila, George Udusent, Tim, Mike, Bethany, Ivy, and Cliff. You can reach out to any one of them if you have a problem on the program. And if you post a question that is not getting answered by the mentors, I will also address it for you. Here we are committed